The previous video gave us an introduction to the concept of reproduction. We also got introduced to the two major types of reproduction. And what were these types? Yes, the asexual reproduction and the sexual mode of reproduction. In this video, we will learn about asexual reproduction. And this will be done by studying its two major types and examples. Wait a second. Did I just say types of asexual reproduction? Yes, there are several ways in which unicellular organisms make copies of themselves. But before that, do you think we need a specialized body structure in order to reproduce? As a matter of fact, yes we do. But what about the organisms like the amoeba? They do not have specialized organs for reproduction. How do they reproduce and multiply? The answer is quite simple. They use the method of binary fission. The term binary comes from the word bi, which means two, and fission means dividing. The amoeba's body splits into two parts and forms two new cells. Let us see how this actually takes place. The nucleus in the amoeba contains the chromosomes of the organism. The DNA in the chromosomes replicates and forms another set of similar chromosomes. Once this is done, they are pushed to the two extremes of the cell. And at the same time, the cell grows and expands. What do you think will happen next? The plasma membrane of the cell develops a constriction and it begins to grow inward. This process is called as the cytokinesis. Once this process is complete, the cell separates and forms two new cells. These are called as the daughter cells and they are identical to each other. In this process, only one cell was involved in reproduction. We call such a reproduction as asexual mode of reproduction. Which other methods do you think would need only one parent to reproduce? Budding. That's right. Budding is another method which requires just one parent to form new organisms. For example, Hydra uses budding to reproduce. What exactly happens in this process of asexual reproduction? This is the body of a Hydra. Can you spot a small outgrowth on the body of the Hydra? Yes, right here. There is a small outgrowth here. This outgrowth is formed due to the repeated cell division at this particular site. What do we call such an outgrowth? We call it as a bud, and as days pass by, the bud will further grow outward. It will take all the nutrition it needs from the parent Hydra to grow and develop. After some days, the bud will resemble a tiny Hydra with the elongated body and tentacles. What happens once the new Hydra is formed? Once the baby Hydra is completely formed, it will pinch off from the parent Hydra and will now lead an independent existence. This process is called as budding, where organisms develop from a bud on the parent body into a completely new organism. However, the organism cannot separate from the parent body until it is completely formed and it depends on the parent for nutrition. If in any case the bud detaches from the parent before it's completely formed, the organism will not survive. Well, this was a brief explanation about the two major types of asexual reproduction. The pattern that helps lower unicellular organisms divide and increase their count. Now let us talk about the next type of reproduction, that is sexual reproduction, in the upcoming video.